Is our try for number 3. Alexis surveys 3 different samples of 20 students, selected randomly from a population of 492 students in the 7th grade, about their choice for class president. In each sample, Elijah receives the least amount of votes. Alexis infers that Elijah will not win the election. Is her inference valid? So this is another one that your explain could go in multiple directions if you do a really good job explaining this, and providing some math facts or math terms behind it. If she did 3 different samples of 20, so my first argument is you can say yes, that we can infer that Elijah will not win this election. The data that she found 3 times in a row, he was the least amount of votes. So if he's the least amount of votes on that population, then could we safely expand that across the whole population of 492? Potentially, that would be fine. One thing to consider on the other side of that, if you don't want to support this projection, is she only took 3 samples of 20. She only surveyed 60 people out of 492. So 60 out of 492 is a fairly small percentage, I think. So it's like 12% of the population. So you could argue that her sample size, which is 12% of the population, might have been too small of a sample size. Maybe you'd like to analyze where her samples come from. Are they from just classes she attends? Are there some of these people in classes that she doesn't have? Are these people, how are they associated with Elijah? In the sense, do they have classes with him? Do they not? So you would want to maybe analyze her sample and see just how diverse it is to be a representative of the whole. If all those 20 samples, none of those people even knew who Elijah was, that would not be a fair sample. So if you had arguments of that nature to say that we would need to analyze who she sampled, I totally understand that. And if you want to get a better prediction, maybe survey more people. Maybe survey and get a sample size of 100 people. So a larger sample size, the larger the sample size we can get, the more accurate that projection can be, or that inference can be. So that could be your argument. So I gave you 2 different arguments, one that supports and one that can kind of lean against it. And you could have anything else that, as long as you support it correctly or soundly, that could go either direction as well.